Imagine falling in love, getting married and starting a family, only to discover your husband has been dead for 4 years. By the time she uncovered the truth, it was too late. Because she wasn't just carrying a child, she was carrying something else. Lucy had never believed in love at first sight, but Daniel changed that. She met him on a rainy evening, standing under a street lamp near her apartment. His dark eyes held a quiet sadness, and his voice had a soothing, almost hypnotic tone. From that night on, he was always there, walking her home, making her laugh, holding her close on cold nights. Daniel was perfect, maybe too perfect. She ignored the small things at first. How his hands were always cold, how his phone was always broken, how he never ate in front of her. When she asked about his family, he would smile but never answer directly. When she asked about his past, he gently changed the subject. Love made her blind. Within months, they were married in a small, private ceremony. No guests, just the two of them. Soon after Lucy became pregnant, Daniel was overjoyed, almost too excited. And that's when things started going wrong. It started with the nightmares. Lucy would wake up gasping, drenched in sweat. She always saw the same image, Daniel standing in a foggy graveyard, his back turned to her. No matter how much she called his name, he never turned around. During the day, the house felt different. Lights flickered, shadows moved where they shouldn't. Their wedding photos looked distorted. Daniel's face sometimes blurred, sometimes completely missing. One night, she woke up to whispering, soft, sorrowful murmurs. But Daniel was asleep beside her. Or was he? She watched him closely. Sometimes in the dead of night, he would just sit up, staring at the wall, not blinking, not moving, just staring. When she called his name, he'd lie back down without a word, as if nothing happened. Her unease grew, but she kept telling herself it was pregnancy hormones, exhaustion, stress. Then, one day, she found the newspaper clipping. It was hidden in the lining of Daniel's coat, an old newspaper, yellowed with age. Her hands trembled as she read the headline, "Man dies in tragic accident. Daniel Carter, 28, found dead after mysterious disappearance." The article was dated 4 years ago. Lucy's breath hitched. The room spun around her. Her husband was dead. Her mind raced. This had to be a mistake, a cruel joke, but deep down, she knew. She had always known. That night she confronted him. Tears streamed down her face as she held up the newspaper. "Daniel, what is this?" He didn't look surprised. He didn't even deny it. His expression darkened, his once warm eyes turning hollow. "Mia, I didn't want you to know." Her stomach twisted. How is this possible?" "I never meant to hurt you," he whispered. "I loved you too much to leave." The lights flickered violently. The air turned ice cold. Then the worst realization hit her. If he was dead, then what was growing inside her? A sharp pain shot through her stomach. The baby kicked harder than ever before. A chilling, unearthly cry filled the room. Her world turned to darkness. Lucy woke up in a hospital bed. The room was eerily silent. The nurse stood beside her, looking pale. "You passed out. We had to deliver the baby early," the nurse said carefully. "Your husband is gone." Lucy didn't have the strength to explain. Days later, she held her child for the first time. He was beautiful, but something was wrong. His eyes, dark, piercing, just like Daniel's. She felt an icy breath on her neck, then a whisper, "I will always be with you." The lights flickered. The baby let out a quiet laugh, and somewhere in the room, someone chuckled softly.